By now you'd understand that intellectual capital and the knowledge that generates intellectual capital, it can be a strategic success factor and can be a vital contributor to the strategic success of organisations. And in fact, there's very few industries or organisations where knowledge management and intellectual capital is not the competitive advantage that is valuable, rare, hard to imitate and embedded with the organisation's structures and processes. So it meets those critical success factors for a strategic competitive advantage. If we're going to do that successfully though, we need to be able to do three key things. The first is, how do we acquire knowledge? How do we bring knowledge into the organisation? How do we stimulate and engage our employees to generate knowledge? So what's our knowledge acquisition strategy? Second is our knowledge capture strategy. So how do we then get the knowledge out of individual people's heads and into the organisation's databases, into the organisation's capabilities? How do we get knowledge and capture it? And then thirdly, how do we share knowledge? How do we make sure that it's available to people other than the person who originally developed it at times and with speed so that they can use it to gain strategic advantage? So how do we maximise the availability and use of knowledge and intellectual capital? And that's really what successful knowledge management systems and processes are about. They need to stimulate knowledge, they need to stimulate the acquisition of knowledge, they need to encourage people to become more knowledgeable, to develop more intellectual capital. They need to then capture it for the organisation. Build it into the organisation in its systems and processes and practices in such a way as everybody knows what knowledge is available or where to go to find what knowledge was available. And then they make sure that it is shared broadly with all the people who might use it in such ways as they can see the application of the knowledge and that they can get it quickly and be able to use it at times to develop competitive and strategic advantage. So effective knowledge management is critical, but the processes for doing that need to make sure we acquire it, we capture it, and we're able to share it and use it in ways that make the organisation agile. And that leads to strategic success.